Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. We are going to be creating a really cute card today, but before we get into that, I'm going to be sharing a few things with you. So while everyone is finding their notifications that I've gone live, we're going to bring this up on my other devices so that I can see everyone's comments there. So bear with me and I'll just get that all set up here. Okay. As you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know that you are here. Let me know where you're watching from if it's your first time joining us today. And if it is your first time, welcome. We are glad to have you here. All right, so I've got that set up on my computer. Oh, sorry, my iPad. Now I'll just get it set up over here on my computer. I'll just close all those extra things I had open over there. Being busy, checking things out, looking things up and doing different things over there. Okay, we want to go there and over there and mute that. There we go. Hey Leonie, how are you? How was your weekend? What have you been up to? Alrighty, we are all set up, ready to go. So I have, I am excited to create with these products today. I will share a little bit about those in a moment. But let me know what you did on the weekend. Did you do something exciting? Did you have a quiet one? What did you get up to on the weekend? I don't even know what I did on Saturday. What day is today? Oh yeah, that's right. I had a class on Saturday. Of course. We actually had a lovely class on Saturday. We had a technique class on Saturday, which I have another one. That one is repeated in a week and a half's time, so that will be awesome as well. And the ladies loved the projects and loved learning the techniques, so I look forward to sharing that with some more of my beautiful class ladies as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, so we had a lovely afternoon. We had a very small class on Saturday, but I'm going to have a much fuller class on the Wednesday week, so that'll be really awesome. And then yesterday was church in the morning, and then the afternoon potted around. I had to do a little bit of work, and then our son and daughter-in-law came over for dinner because we were celebrating her birthday. So we had a lovely dinner together and presents, and Amber made a yummy dessert for as a birthday cake. So yeah, it was a lovely evening with family, so that was really awesome. Oh, you went to a card class with Pauline on Saturday, Leonie. Lovely. And had lunch with your sister and niece yesterday. Oh, nice. Sounds like you've had a beautiful weekend too. Lots of crafting happening over the weekend, which is awesome. You know what else I did? Last night I was sorting out, and I will post up the photos when I get a chance to. I was sorting out all of my products ready for our virtual album retreat, which is later this week. It starts here in Australia on Thursday and goes Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So it's a 3-day virtual scrapbooking retreat, which is awesome. So I was getting everything organized and sorted out last night, and yeah, just a couple of extra bits and pieces I need to pull out. But apart from that, I'm pretty well organized, ready to go on Thursday, bright and early in the morning. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you are still interested in the virtual album retreat, if you'd seen that advertised around and you thought, oh, you've missed the boat on that one, the kits are still available. You might not get it in time for the start of the event on Thursday, but all of the videos are going to be available on replay. So you'll be able to watch them back on replay. So if you're looking for it, it's called the month by month kit. It's available, pardon me. It's available in the online store. I'm pretty sure they're still there. They were there on the weekend. Let me just double check. Month by month. Let's see. Yep, month by month album retreat 2025. That's the name of the kit. You will get enough supplies. You'll get the kits. Everything's already pre-cut and everything in there. You get all the die cut pieces as well, the ephemera pieces. You get page protectors. You get flip flaps. What else is in there? Embellishments. 2 stamp sets, 2 double stamp sets. So it's basically 4 stamp sets. There's some twine in there as well. There are, yeah, lots of die cuts and things. And all of the pages to create 12 double page spreads. So a total of 24 pages. That all comes in the kit. You get lots and lots of product in there. It's really great value. So you can still jump on that if you would like to. That's still available for you. And there's no additional registration fee. You just purchase the kit. You'll be sent an email from Stampin' Up with a link through to the group where the videos are going to be held. And you'll be accepted into that group, or then you have to join into that group. It's on the Facebook platform. And then, yeah, you'll be able to watch all of the videos. So it's going to be a great retreat. So I'm really looking forward to it. So don't expect to hear much from me on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I should say. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's the 17th to the 19th of July. Yes, so it's going to be a busy time, and I imagine those of us who are participating will be very sleepy because it's going to be, I think it's 6 it starts at 6 a.m. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, goes till 2:30, so that's, what's that, 9.5 hours? Plus I guess there'll be breaks in there as well for lunch and, you know, toilet breaks and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be great fun. Can't wait. Hey Leslie, how you going? Great to have you here. So yeah, so that is coming up. A few other things that are coming up. Let me grab my bits and pieces over here and I will show you. We have got I have got another class coming up. So it is the Beautiful Gallery card class. We're going to be using the Beautiful Gallery suite. So it's going to be on Saturday the 9th of August from 2 to 5 p.m. This one won't be repeated. It's only being held on one day. It's $45 per person because you will be getting product in that class. You'll be getting, let me tell you, I have a list here. You'll be getting half a pack of the Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. You're going to get a 6x12 piece of the gold foil, which I think the frame was cut there in gold foil for the image here. You get 2 meters of the basic beige classic ribbon, which you can just see there in the I do have the products actually out. I'll show you them in a moment. Half a pack of pressed flower motifs. They are the embellishments. You get all the project kits, and of course afternoon tea will be included as well. So if you would like to come, we're going to be creating 3 gorgeous cards and using your Beautiful Gallery suite. And registrations close on Friday the 25th of July, so you've got a little bit of time to register for that one. However, if the class fills up, I will be closing that early. So you can go to my website, or I can pop the link up. Actually, do I have the link already for that one? Let me see. Did I already do the link for that one? Let me see. I can't remember now. It's been a busy weekend. Let's see. Yes, I do have the link for that one. I will pop the link in the, hang on a sec, let me grab that here. In the comments here of the video on Facebook. And I'll make sure that I put them in the details of the video on YouTube. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around what I'm trying to say. So yeah, and I should say, hang on, let me just put it in there. Thank you to everybody watching live today, as well as watching the replay both on Facebook and on YouTube. I do upload all of my videos to YouTube once I've finished recording them. And I put all of the details for the video with all of the links and everything below that that video over there on YouTube, so you can always grab them there. What else was I going to say? Yeah, we do normally have a little chit chat just beforehand, before we get into the project. So if you are watching the replay, feel free to fast forward through if you don't want to listen to any of the chit chat, but you might miss out on something important. So it's up to you. But yeah, just know that that option is available when watching the replay. Okay, so I'm going to grab all of my links as well, because I've got other links also. So let me just grab that, and I'll put that in the comments as well. So if you want to navigate through, oops, hang on a second. Hang on a sec, I've got to just fix this up. If you want to navigate through to any of my social media platforms, or you want to see what I've got going on at the moment, you'll find that in those Linktree links. Once you click on that single link, it'll open up a list of the different things, and then you can navigate to where you would like to go. If you're looking for my online store, if you are looking for my blog, my, what else have I got? My Instagram, my Facebook. If you would like a catalog, you can request a catalog through there as well. If you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter so that you can be kept up to date with all the latest sales and specials, Stampin' Up news, and my weekly creative inspiration as well, you can register for that. So you'll find all of those links there for you. All right. Those products for my class, I will show you when I tip the camera down. In fact, I'll bring them over now before I forget, because I'll show you those before we jump into the projects for today, or project for today. Well, I've got a project that we're going to be creating today, plus I've got some other sample projects to share with you as well, which are other ones that we've created previously. Both Amber and I have created. So I'll show those to you as well. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you here with us. All right. Now I'll bring those over too. Oh, so many things today. You might notice my new little brooch today. I'm so excited by this one. This is my little otter brooch. I forget the full name of it, but it's an erstwhile brooch, and it is an adorable little otter, and I love otters. They are so cute. They're like little, they've got little almost pussycat faces. They're like water cats. That's what I liken them to. They're just so adorable. Very sharp teeth though. You wouldn't want to get bitten by one, but they are really, really cute. We have seen them at an animal park one time. I can't remember where it was. I think it must have been in Queensland, and I can't remember which park it was. Maybe Australia Zoo, or maybe it was what's the other one up there that I'm thinking of? Not SeaWorld. They're not at SeaWorld. Currumbin, maybe it was at Currumbin. I've seen them somewhere, or actually maybe it was even down at Symbio. Would it be down at Symbio in New South Wales? I don't know. I have to find out where it was, because I'd love to go back and see them again. Anyway, I love them. I think they are adorable. And so when I saw this brooch, I thought I have to get it. And these brooches, there's a collection that's just released last week, and I'm not affiliated with Erstwhile at all. I just love their wearable art pieces. And they had a line that came out last week that were North American animals. So there was a whole heap. So I got a few different ones. But the original artworks were designed by Pete Cromer, who is an Australian artist. And I love his work because he works with paper. So if you've never heard of Pete Cromer, look him up, Cromer. Is the spelling of his surname. A fantastic Australian artist, but he works in paper, and he designs his artworks all in paper first, and they're quite detailed with different, he's got like a very unique style, and then he does paintings as well that are in that theme also, and then he does some other artworks and things. He puts out little notebooks and things like that, like with the same the same images, and he makes prints that you can purchase and all sorts of things. He's really, really clever artist, but I love him because he works with paper and I love his style. Anyway, so I've got a couple of brooches from different lines that they've put out with him. He just, this is his only collaboration with Erstwhilder this year, apparently. Yeah, so from time to time he collaborates with Erstwhilder, and yeah, they do wearable art pieces, which I love because it's artistic and I can wear them, and they're otters and they're so cute. And guess what? Because what do they coordinate with? Our Otter Suite from Stampin' Up. So yeah, so I thought when I decided to wear this brooch today, because it's brand new, this is the first time I've worn it, I thought I have to play with the otters today. And unfortunately, the stamp set and die set have just retired at the beginning of this month. In fact, on the 4th of July, they retired, but the designer series paper is still available, and the embellishment and the metallic cord that coordinates with it. So I thought, you know what, we're going to play with the paper today. And the paper is on special for $15 something. What was it? $15. Very cheap. Let me bring it back up and I'll tell you. $15.22 for the pack of papers. That is amazing. It's on the last chance. It's in the last chance category. So once it's gone, it's going to be gone for good. And as I said, the stamps and dies have already retired. So the paper is probably going to, it's not marked as being on low inventory yet, but it might be really soon. So anyway, so we're going to have a last play with that today, because then it's going to be gone. So yeah, I do have my stamps and dies still, but because they've retired, we're not going to use them today. But I'm going to show you how you can do, I've got a card designed which I used for a class previously, and I'm going to show you how you can do something similar using the designer series paper instead of the stamps and dies if you don't have them. But if you have the stamps and dies, you'll be able to create this card. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be creating with today. But how cute is my little brooch? He's so cute. Look at him swimming. He's diving down to find the fish. Yeah, the otters, I remember seeing the otters in the, as I said, in the animal park, and they were so adorable. And we watched a feeding session. Oh my goodness, they're just, and they move so quickly. But their little faces are just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, does anybody else love otters like me? These ones, I know you can get, I know the otters come in different sizes, and there's like the different species. The ones that we saw were little ones, so they were like the size of a cat, only a bit longer. Obviously they've got longer bodies, but yeah, they're sweetest little faces. They're so cute. All right, well, so that's all the news I have at the moment. So I think we'll tip the camera down and we'll get started, and I'll show you all of these beautiful things that I have to share with you today, and then we'll make our project. All right, keep chatting with me, keep chatting with each other, and yeah, we'll have a great afternoon. Now, have you all got your cuppers? I've got my tea. I've got English breakfast today, and I'll take a sip of that before we start. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, who's crafting along with me today? Is anyone crafting, or are you just sitting back and relaxing? Hey Cheryl, how you going? Lovely to have you here. Let me take a little sip and then I'll transition the camera. Oh, it's still very hot. Okay, I'll leave the lid open a little bit so that can cool down. I think I just burnt my tongue. All right. Okay, I'm going to cover up the camera and get it down ready on the desktop, so bear with me. Hey Dimity, how you going? We're just about to go down onto the desktop, so bear with me for one moment. Here we go. I'll do my little transition here. Sorry for all the squeaks, just while I tighten everything up. Make sure everything is all stable. All right. And we shall flip the camera. There we go. And we'll do a little zoom in. Zoomy, zoom, zoom. We'll we'll zoom to there for the minute and we'll see. I'll just move my keyboard. Sorry, my voice might be quite loud at the moment. I'm right over the top of the camera. Let me just put that there just to see if we need to. I think we need to zoom out just a little bit. I think we're a bit too, come on, zoom. There we go. I think we're a little bit too close. All right, we need to go over here a bit. It's always hard to tell these days because since Facebook changed everything, made it more difficult. Straighten up. We'll just tweak everything, get it right. There we go. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now, what I was going to show you before we jump into the otters is all of the products that you're going to get in my beautiful gallery card class that's coming up. So the registration form is opened for that right now, so you can register for that one. The link is in the comments. Just scroll up a little bit and you'll see that there. But I'm going to show you all of the products that you're going to get in that. Oh, I've got some messages here. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Hey Megan, how you going? Oh, you're going to see the Back to the Future musical in Sydney. Oh, awesome. So you're counting down 74 days. Awesome. That sounds fantastic. That was a great movie. My husband and I love that movie. In fact, I think that's one of my husband's favorite movies of all times. Julie said she just Googled which wildlife parks have otters in Australia, and it is Australia Zoo. There you go. And Adelaide Zoo came up as having them too. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Julie. So there you go. So it must have been Australia Zoo where we saw them. Yeah, they are the cutest things. If ever you get up to Australia Zoo, make sure you go and see the otters. They're super cute. I'm just going to pull my sleeves up. I'm getting a little bit warm already. It's probably because I'm talking so much. I always get warm when I'm talking. Does that happen to you too? All right, so this is the class that's coming up. Registration closes Friday the 25th. So that is Friday of next week. So you've got plenty of time to register for this one. I'll show you what you're going to get in the class. So you're going to get a full pack of the beautiful, sorry, not a full pack, a half pack. I'm just reading my list here. A half pack of the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. So you get all of these beautiful patterns in here. These are just stunning, beautiful papers. Oh, I think they're all, we've got them all turned over as well. So you see both sides. Look how beautiful they are. So pretty. You've got some sort of sketched ones as well that look like they've been charcoal, drawn with charcoal. Hang on, I'll turn them this way. Look at all of these. Some of these are beautiful. They'd be beautiful just framed. I've actually got one. I've got this one framed in my class studio. I love the textures on these as well. We've got some nice boat scenes. They'd make some, that'd be beautiful framed as well, but it would also be really fantastic for masculine cards. So we're going to be making 3 cards using these products, and then you'll have extra to take home to play with at home as well. I love this one. I've used this one on a project. And I love the painty designs as well. So there you go. So you get all of that paper. So that's half a pack. I think this one is just missing one piece because I've used it already on, this is my half of what I've got on my shelf. There's just one piece that I don't have the reverse side of because I've already used it. So you'll get that. You'll get a 6x12 sheet of gold foil, which is always really hard on camera, so I'm sorry about that. It reflects the light really well. So you get a sheet of that. You're going to get 2 meters of the basic beige classic ribbon, and this is such a beautiful soft ribbon. Like it really does just, look how it just falls. It's really a gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. And this This is in the basic beige colour, so you can actually colour this with your Stampin' blends as well if you wanted to change the colour of that. You're going to get half a pack of the pressed flower motifs. The actual design on these is really hard to see on camera, but they've got a really pretty little sort of almost a florally design, but I'm not sure if you'll see them on camera or not. But they're really beautiful. I don't think you can see them. I think it's coming up a bit blurry. It's looking blurry to me anyway, but that just could be my eyes. And you're going to get all the project kits as well for each of the projects. All right, so that's what you get in the class. So, oh goodness. Be careful about handling my cardstock so that I don't dint my foil. So that's the class there, okay, the beautiful gallery card class. So look out for that one if you'd like to register for that one. All right, also too in the class, these are the products that we're going to be using to create the projects. Now I have these here for you to use, but they are available as an optional add-on if you would like them. So we've got the beautiful motifs, dies. Oops, one of the dies has slipped in there. The extra one is there. It lives there, but it's slipped down the bottom. So there's that set, and there's the Gallery Blooms set, and this one's got 2 sheets of dies in here. You love the DSP? Yes. Yeah, you would frame those, Megan. Yes, I've framed some of them too. They're really beautiful. So there's 2 sets of dies in this set. And then we've also got the Damask Designs embossing folder. So we're going to be using all of those. Okay, so they are available as optional add-ons if you would like to add them on, or if not, then you can just purchase the class with the other products that I already told you about that come in the class. Alrighty. Alright, so the products that we're going to be using today is the gorgeous Otterly Amazing Designer Series, Otterly Adorable Designer Series paper, and this is still available. So I'll show you the patterns that are on here. You've got some beautiful sea grasses and some water. That's the only piece I've got left of that one. Then you've got these gorgeous ones here with their little scenes of the adorable little otters. They're so cute. And then on the reverse side, you've got some fishies. You've got these individual ones here with some little bubble ones as well, which are really sweet. So we're going to be using this sheet today. And then you've got some blue water on the other side. You've got these little scenes here, or you can cut them out individually, or you can use them as a background. These would be great for scrapbooking as well. They're really, really pretty. I love this one too with the different colors in the sea grasses there. You've got this one here with all these individual little scenes, which are super adorable. Like, how do you choose which one? They're all so cute. And there's some sort of muddy looking paper. I think that's kind of in like a grey granite. You've got this full scene, which is a full 12 by 12 scene. And I think this one would be really great for scrapbooking. Or you can cut it up for cards as well if you want to. If you cut it along there, and then you could cut it into, you know, panels, depending on how you wanted to use it. And on the other side, you've got some rocks and pebbles. So that's the gorgeous paper. That's what we're going to be playing with today. There's also the embellishments are still available that coordinate as well. You love this set, Megan? Yes, it would work perfectly with the turtles as well. It would. Yeah, it really would. So these are the Riverside Irregular Pearls, and they are still available in the online store as well. And they coordinate with the paper. Well, they were part of the suite. But the as I mentioned, the stamps and the dies have gone already. Oh, you're just getting back into scrapbooking, Megan. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, these papers are on special for, what did I say they were? $15.22 in the last chance category. So they're only available while supplies last, and then they'll be retired. The stamps and the dies have just retired last week. So last week before. Wait, what's today? Today's the 14th. Oh, they retired on the 4th of July, so a week and a half ago. And this is the Lost Lagoon soft cording. It's quite a, I guess it's a kind of an in-between thickness of twine. It's not as fine as a baker's twine, but it's not as thick as some of the other cords and twines that we've had. It's kind of in between, but it's metallic and it's actually quite soft. It feels really nice, actually. It's a little bit still sort of slippery feeling. That's still available too. Oh, you're doing the retreat this weekend. I had just been talking about that actually, Megan. Yeah. Yeah. You'd use it for the border for scrapbooking. Yeah, these would be beautiful for scrapbooking. In fact, I'm probably going to keep the rest of these papers for that purpose as well. All right, so that's what we're playing with today. Now I've got a couple of samples to show you. These are ones, you may have seen these in the past. These are ones that Amber and I have created. This one was one that Amber created, I created for Amber, which is super cute. And this one did use a combination of the stamps and the dies. And then I've got the DSP in the background. But I'm going to show you how you can use the paper in place of the stamps and the dies if you don't have the stamps and dies, because you can't get them anymore. They're gone now. So that was the first sample I wanted to show you. And then Amber made this one, which is a step card. So you've got sort of the dimension. Not sure how that will show up well on camera. You've sort of got the dimension there with the step at the front. And then when it's closed, you see the scene there. So Amber's used lots and lots of pieces. She's used some of the designer series paper pieces and some of the die cuts. She's got the embellishments down the bottom here and up here. She's used some of the DSP for the paper, and then she's done some blending in the background. Yeah, so she's done lots and lots of work on this one. So that's really beautiful as well. But the one we're going to be casing today is actually, I'm just going to take it out of the baggie. This is one that we designed for a class that I had. Gosh, now I don't even know if the class was this year or last year. It might have even been, earlier this year, or maybe it was towards the end of last year. I can't remember. But this is one of the cards that the ladies created. Now, these two little otters were stamped and then die cut, but the same two otters are in the designer series paper. So that's what we're going to use today. So I'll show you. Here's the little bubble one, and here's the mummy one. So we're going to use, or it might be the daddy one, I don't know, the adult one, let's just say that. So we're going to fussy cut those today. If you have the dies, you can die cut them. But if you don't have the stamps and dies, then you can just fussy cut them. And for the log in the background, we're going to change this part here, because this is all using the dies, and there are some stamped images there too. So we're going to use some of the other designer series paper for those parts as well. And we're changing up the sentiment as well to use a current stamp set. We're going to be using the You're Pretty Wonderful, which is almost sort of the same sentiment as You're Oddly Amazing, from a current stamp set. So this is the mixed labels, and we're going to be using a current punch as well. We're going to be using the Labeled with Love, because this other one was from the Something Fancy dies, and they've gone too now. So, which is very sad. They were ones that we used a lot. So, all right, so let's get crafting. Now, I've got one of the leftover kits from the class, which had the little instruction sheet in there. Well, not instruction sheet, but label of a list of the products, so the supply list, and a little photo of the image, of the card. So we're going to use some of the pieces from this kit, but some of the pieces we're not because we won't be doing the die cutting. So I'm going to take these pieces away and we're going to use those pieces. So these pieces will just go back into my cardstock scraps and I'll be able to use them for something else. They were some of the ones from the original kit when the class ladies created them. They were the ones that we were die cutting, but we're not doing that now. Oh, and I've got an extra piece of crumb cake for the sentiment as well. And I've got the bling. So let's pop the bling up there so I don't lose that. All right, so I'll pop my little card up over here so I can see it. And we're going to start by, so we've got our card base. So I will pop this project up on my blog this week. So all of the measurements for everything will be on the blog. So I won't probably give measurements today because some of this is already pre-cut and I don't have the measurements written down right here, right now. So we'll come back to that. But this is basically half of a sheet of A4 cardstock cut lengthways, okay? And then scored and folded in the middle to give us our card base. Then we've got a strip of the designer series paper with the reeds on it, and we're just going to adhere that to the card base. So we're going to start with that. All right. Oh, you like this, Julie? Great. I'm glad. Yeah, this was such a really cute suite. It's been around for a while now, so it is time for it to retire. But, you know, some of these suites that we just fall in love with and we, you know, are just so cute. It is always sad to see them go, but it makes way for new products. So, you know, we can't keep them all, can we? Well, Stampin' Up can't keep them all because imagine how many products there would be if they kept everything. There'd be way too many for them to even sell. All right, so we've got our layer there. We're going to do a little bit of inking on this one. So I'll just pop this to the side for the moment. We might leave that one out to do our sentiment as well, and our water too. So we're going to start with this little piece of the water. It's actually the other side of this piece, so it's sort of like a pool party color, and all we're going to do, that's going to go down the bottom there, but we're going to just tear along the top. So when you're tearing, to control your tear, hold the cardstock in your non-dominant hand and tear with your dominant hand. I'm supporting the cardstock at the back with my other 3 fingers as I'm tearing, and I'm just doing little tears at a time, tearing towards myself to reveal that white edge, okay? And I'm moving this hand down as I go so that I'm constantly supporting the cardstock or the paper there, so that it doesn't bend and, you know, go out of shape and things like that. Okay, so we've got our torn edge there. So we don't need to keep that. We don't need to keep that little strip. All right, now this looks quite straight, so I might want to add a little bit more definition to it. So let's just tear a little bit more. I'm going to go down and then I'm going to kind of try to bring that up just so it looks like there's like little ripples or little waves in the water. Okay, so there we go. So it's not quite as straight now. All right, now we are going to adhere that, but before we adhere that, we're going to do a little bit of blending. So I'll bring in my scrap paper, and I've got a little bit of Pool Party ink here, and I've got a small blending brush that I'm using today. Now this is my bluer one. Let me see, I think I've got a slightly greener tone one, which is that one, which we might use for the pool party because it's a little bit bluey green color. So I'll switch over to that. We were using blending brushes in my class on Saturday. We were using the large ones, not the small ones. And I showed the ladies how to use them and showed them a couple of different techniques using blending brushes, but we're just using them basically today, just inking them up, tapping off a little bit onto our cardstock in case you've got too much ink on there. You don't want any big blobs coming onto your cardstock. Now we just want a soft sort of halo of ink around the three sides. Okay, so I'm going to start off the page with circular motions and then bring it onto the piece. Okay, that's so that we get that soft edge and we don't get any big blobs of color. Now you might want to use a larger brush for this. You could use a larger brush for this, but I'm just using the small one today, and the small one means that I am laying down a little bit finer detail of ink, so I've got more control over the amount of ink that's going down. With the larger brushes, you run the risk of getting more sort of ink, but I just wanted a little bit coming in from the edges there. You do get a softer finish with the blending brushes as opposed to the sponge daubers. You could do this with the sponge daubers too, but you'd want to make sure that you don't ink them up too heavily. And I would do the same with them. Tap them off on your scrap paper first before bringing them in to your piece, just so that you get that soft halo effect and not a really heavy amount of color, if that makes sense. Yeah, we don't want any big blobs of color. So it depends on the coloring technique, it depends on what you're coloring, what the finish is that you're trying to achieve as to how you use your brushes. Now I don't need to go all the way down to the bottom because we're going to be adding that designer series paper. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is with what is left on my brush is I'm just going to do a very light coat in the center. It'll just dampen down that white, that stark white a little bit, but without adding too much color. Okay, and then we'll check to see that our designer series paper covers up where we stopped, which it does. So that's perfect. All right. Now it doesn't look like I've laid down much color, does it? But when you move the piece off your scrap where you've been coloring, you can actually see how much color has gone on to the cardstock. So there you go. All right, so we'll add this on now with our multi-purpose liquid glue, and this gives us a chance to wiggle it into place if we don't get it lined up exactly right the first time. The liquid glue is great for that. I'll just pop a bit more down here. Okay, so we're going to attach this down, line it up with the bottom of the card, and it's going right across from one side to the other. Then once you're happy with that, press it in place. We're keeping the white edge there so that it kind of looks like the ripples or the little white caps in the water. Sometimes I will add ink to those torn edges, but not today. Sometimes I use a sponge dauber to add a little bit of colour to the torn edge, but not with the project that we're working with today. Alrighty, now we need our little, hang on, I'll get this glue off my fingers. Okay, we need our little otters, our adorable otters. So we want this little one here, and we could use this one, but we could also use this one. So it will depend on, actually, you know what, before I cut those out, I'm going to have a look at the other paper and decide which ones I'm going to put here at the top. And also I need to make sure I leave room for the sentiment. All right, so I was thinking I've got, so this is the original one with the log and the rocks and the greenery, but which we have in this piece. Okay, we do have the logs. Like we could use all of this, and that could be, these little pieces could be up on the banks of the water. We've got a log up here that we could use as well. But then I was kind of thinking, I wonder if we could have a couple of extra otters sitting up on the banks there of the river, watching these little guys swim. So I thought maybe that might be cute, because then that incorporates the rocks, the log, the greenery, and then we've got a couple of extra little otters. So I thought maybe we might use those ones instead today. So we might fussy cut those out and see how they will look. Okay, but so many options really. Like you could use any of these and they would be cute. So I want to come down to these ones. Let me see if I've got those ones on the log anywhere else. No, I don't. So I'm going to have to come down to cut these ones here. All right, so I'm going to come down carefully between all of these other pieces so that I can save those for other projects. So I'll just cut around roughly for the moment to just get it out of the main sheet of paper. And then we'll trim it all up. Okay. There we go. All right, so yeah, they could be sitting up there. So let's do a little bit of fussy cutting here. Now, I'm using my Stampin' Up! Paper snip scissors. Sadly, the paper snip scissors are going to be discontinued because the manufacturers that were making them for Stampin' Up! Have stopped manufacturing them. So Stampin' Up! Is going to try and source another product from elsewhere, but it might take a little while. Now, when I checked last, they were out of stock, and we didn't have a date or information as to whether or not they were coming back in. Let me just go and have another look over there, and I'll just see if there's an update on that so I can let you know. Let's see. Okay, they're not on the low inventory list or the unavailable list. So let's have a look in the online store and see if they're actually available. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't think they are. I think they might have gone already. I think they might have already retired. Gee, that was quick because they only announced that last week. Yeah, they've gone. Paper, snips, scissors. I'm just trying again, just in case. Yeah, no, they are gone. Oh, well, there you go. So they've already gone, unfortunately. So if you've got your paper snips, if you've already got some, make sure you look after them. I believe they can be sharpened on a, if you have like a scissor sharpener, or you could perhaps take them to one of those stores that do knife sharpening and scissor sharpening. But yeah, look after them if you have them, because you can't get them anymore, which is very sad because they are a great pair of snips. So I've actually got another pair on standby for when these ones finally wear out, because I use mine very regularly, and we use them for prepping for classes and things too. So and designing for classes, so mine get a lot of use, and I usually change them probably about once every, oh, I don't know, 6 to 12 months. Not sure exactly how frequently it is. I haven't taken close notice of how often I do change them, but it would be somewhere between 6 and 12 months, only because I'm using them all of the time. And I've got one spare pair in reserve. But when these ones get blunt, then these become tape scissors. And then Yeah, although now that they're not available any longer, maybe I will try to sharpen them when these ones get blunt finally. But at the moment, they're still good. So you'll notice as I'm fussy cutting, I'm just going to snip that away. I'm turning the cardstock. I'm keeping my scissors fairly still, just opening and closing the blades, but I'm turning the paper with my other hand. And I am leaving just a little white halo around each of these pieces. Now this one, because there is the grasses, the greenery, I'm trying to go in between each of those. You don't have to do that. I just like it cut fairly closely to the design, but that's totally up to you. Yeah, how close you cut it. There we go. All right, now it's going to be on the banks of the river, so we don't want too much greenery. So we'll try and take away some of that greenery. Got a little bit, like it looks like it's sort of on the grass, on the grassy edge, but you know, there's grassy banks on the river, so it still works, even if there's a little bit of greenery. And we're nearly done. Just a little bit more around the tail. So does anybody else have this designer series paper? Let me know in the comments if you have this one. There we go. All right, now I feel like there was just a bit over here that I had to come back to fix. That one, was that the one? Yep, that was the one. Okay, there we go. So see, that didn't take too long to cut that out. Yeah, I know, such a shame that they've already sold out. Hey, Julie. Yeah, I know, because they have been fantastic snips. All right, so I'm thinking this is quite a large piece, so I'm thinking that I will kind of, where I've torn that edge now, you can't really see very much of that where I've torn it, so I'm thinking that I might kind of put it over this side like that. There we go. And then if we fussy cut these little guys, so we need one of the bubbers, and we use that one still, or will we do this one? I might do this one. Let's do these two here. So just cut them out roughly to begin with. Yeah, so if you love this paper, make sure you grab it before it's sold out too, because it's already on last chance. So who knows how long it's going to be there for, because the stamps and dies have already gone. So I would say these won't be far behind. Now I'm just thinking, yeah, actually the original card didn't use the cord, so we might not use that today on this project, but we will use the bling. So cut around this little baby, little cute baby, little cutie one. So has anybody else played with this suite? Let me know in the comments if you've had this one. It's been one of my favorites in the animal ones. I always love the animal sets. It's been one of my favorite ones. There we go. So there's the little, I might just take a little bit more there under the belly. There we go. Okay, so we've got that little one. And then we'll cut, this is going to be Mama Otter. All right, so in the comments, let me know who likes fussy cutting and who really can't stand fussy cutting. Or let me know if there's something that you really, really like, will you fussy cut even if you don't like it? Like, even if you don't like fussy cutting, will you still fussy cut something if it's something that you really, really like? Let me know in the comments. I have to say, dies are a lot quicker, but I know people that absolutely love fussy cutting. Now we've got the whiskers here, so I have to go around the little wickies. Around the little wickies. There we go. And I'll come back in there in a minute and tidy that up. Oop. Callie gets, Callie's just had a groom, and when she gets groomed, she gets clipped because she's very, very fluffy otherwise, and it's really hard. She doesn't really like a lot of handling, like she doesn't like a lot of grooming and things, so she'll tolerate us brushing her to a certain extent nowadays, but it took a lot of training to get her to that point. So we keep her fur short most of the year. Sometimes in the winter she gets a little bit woolly between clips, and we do get her clipped a little bit longer in the winter so that she's not cold, and in the summer she gets a full summer clip. But anyway, what I was going to say is, talking about whiskers, is between grooms, which is about 5 weeks usually between a groom, between her grooming appointments, she sometimes grows long whiskers, and so they look so funny. I know that the whiskers have a purpose, but usually we trim her long whiskers because they've been trimmed initially with the clip, but then when they start to grow out, they look really funny the way that they sort of sit out. So yeah, we usually trim her little wickies. So we always tell her, and sometimes they sort of stick out really peculiar, what's the word? They look very peculiar because they sit strangely. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. So we always tell her when she's got a little wickie and we need to clip her wickie. So there we go. Not that she knows what we're talking about, but yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. You love fussy cutting, Leonie. Fantastic. Yes, I agree. It is a good task to do while watching TV. Yep. Yep, it certainly is. Leslie says, I just do not like fussy cutting at all, but I will do it if I really like something and have no other choice. Oh, good job. Or if you're in one of my classes, Leslie, and we have fussy cutting. Yeah, I know some of my ladies, my class ladies, don't like fussy cutting, and so I try not to put too much fussy cutting into my projects, but sometimes it just warrants it because depending on the design, like sometimes it's just needed. So I apologize. All right. So we can put these little guys here, and then we've got these two up here, and then they're sort of flowing down this way. So I think that will work quite well. This little one looks like he's chasing something over this way, and this little one looks like it's watching the baby to make sure the baby's safe. So, all right, so I think we can adhere all of this down, but before we do that, I am just going to double check that we have enough space for our label. So let's stamp our label. So I'm going to stamp in Early Espresso onto Crumb Cake. Yes, Leslie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry when I make you fussy cut in class. All right. All right, so we're using this sentiment, You're Pretty Wonderful, but you could use any sentiment that you have. We're going to use this piece here. Now, let me just see. Is that, yep. Oh, is it wide enough? Yes, just. So I better make sure that I center this. I'll pop it up about here. There we go. You're pretty wonderful. That's a nice sentiment, isn't it? It's one that you can use for lots of different occasions. So you can, yeah, well, you could really use that for anything. Even just to send to somebody to let them know that you think they're pretty special and, yeah, you're thinking of them. which is always nice to send cards like that. Okay, so we're going to use the Labelled with Love because it's a current punch, and the stamp set that I'm using is a current stamp set. So we'll just line that up. I think that's, I might need to go over this way a bit more actually. About there, down a little bit. About there, is that straight? That looks not too bad. Oh, hang on a minute. Because the Wonderful is quite curly, so it's, I think we're about there. There we go. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right, we'll pop the punch up there. Let's see now, is that going to fit? Yes, perfect. All right, let's do a little bit of sponge daubering around the sentiment, just to give it a little bit of a border. Back in the day, we used to matte everything. All of our sentiments we would matte onto another colour to make them really pop and to give them that extra border. But nowadays, this is the way that I like to do it because it is so much quicker and easier. And it's quite effective, I think, too. Sponge daubers are fantastic. And blending brushes are fantastic. You can do this with blending brushes as well, but you will get a slightly different effect. It'll be a little bit softer than what you get with a dauber, and it can be a little bit harder to control the amount of colour you put on when using a brush, a blending brush, but it can be achieved. And I taught that to my ladies in class on Saturday. All right, so that is going to go up there. So, yeah, okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's attach this piece now to the matte layer, which is this one here. All right, so we'll put a little bit of glue on this one. We've done our inking, we've got our DSP on there. So this one's all ready to adhere. And then we can add all of our little scene pieces. Oh, hi Fee, how you going? It's lovely to have you join us today. Alrighty, so just pop that down. Nice even border. We've got a 2mm border around the edges, so just line that up, give a nice press. Alrighty. So how many that are here with us today are actually doing the scrapbooking retreat this weekend? Megan said that she's doing it. I'm doing it as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Now we're going to piece together our pieces on here first, and then we'll put them onto the card, because then that whole layer is going to be popped up on dimensionals. So here's all of our little pieces. All right, so this one we're going to pop up here, and then we're going to put this down here and this one over here like that. So they're going to be very cute, swimming in the water. Fee's doing it, yay! Fee's participating in the virtual album retreat this weekend. So that's 3 of us that are here today that are doing it. It's going to be so much fun. I just hope I can wake up in time. Otherwise, I'll just watch it on the replay. Oh, dropping my otter. Thankfully, that landed upside down with the glue face up. All right, so I'm going to have this little otter swimming like this, sort of at a bit of an angle, so she looks like she's looking up to the baby. Keep an eye on that little baby, where that little baby's swimming to. I feel like I'm a bit all fingers and thumbs today. I need my tweezers. Hold my little pieces. There we go. All right, little Bubba, you're going to swim over here, this way. There we go. And then this one, I'm wondering if I pop this one up on dimensionals on there. got to go down a bit lower though. I might pop that one up on dimensionals. Let's do that. Alrighty. So is anyone crafting today? Or are you all just sitting back and relaxing? Whoops. Yes, you're excited too, Fee. Awesome. It's going to be a really exciting event, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. It's the first one, anyone that doesn't know much about it, it's the first virtual album retreat that Stampin' Up has ever done. So it's something new, and it's going to be yeah, really interesting to see how it runs. I hope that they don't go too quickly with the project so that we can all keep up. But we always have the replay as well if we can't keep up, so that's all good. All right, so I'm using all my edge pieces here, as you can see, just to utilize those and not waste them. There we go. I think that's fairly well covered. What do you reckon? You'll notice that I put lines on the backs of my oh, I missed that one. My backs of my dimensionals, so that I can see if they've still got the backing paper on them or not, or if I've already removed it. Because otherwise, if they're just all white, sometimes it can be hard to tell if you've removed them or not, and you've got to go around and tap them all to see if they're still sticky. Okay, so we're going to cover this bit up here. We'll pop them just there like that. Oh, so cute. And we've still got room for the sentiment, and that's going to be popped up on dimensionals as well. You're just relaxing today, Leslie? Oh, that's nice. That's good. Hey, Glenda, how you going? Lovely to have you join us. We are having our very last play with these adorable little otters because they have just retired. Well, the stamps and dies have just retired, but the DSP is still available. So I thought that we would have one last play with them. And also too, because I just got a brand new otter brooch, which I'm wearing today. And I was showing everybody at the beginning of the video my beautiful otter brooch. And I'll show everybody again at the end of the video. So I thought we'd play with the otters today. Oops, there we go. Oh, you're writing up your class projects. Fantastic. That sounds like a great thing to be doing, Fee. All right, so let's put that up here. There we go. And now we are ready to attach that to our card. Now, I was going to pop that up on dimensionals as well, but now that I've got those popped up, I'm just wondering if I will make this flat so that it will still go through the post, because did you all know, yeah, I think I will do that, the cost of postage is going up from, here in Australia that is, from the 17th, so that's Thursday. So keep that in mind when you're creating your cards, because if you like to do lots of dimensions like I usually do, it can get a bit costly to mail them. If you're handing your cards out, then that's great, because of course no postage on that. Oops. Did I just get glue on the front when I just did that? No, not quite. Yes, so postage cost is going up. So keep that in mind when you're doing your layers on your projects. Okay, and then we are just going to line that up top to bottom, and we'll put it over towards the left side a little bit. Make sure we've got that straight. Yep, there we go. And pop that down there, and then we'll just add some bling and we'll be done. And how quick and easy was that? All right, so I've got some of the beautiful pearls already prepared. So these are the Riverside Irregular pearls. These are the ones I showed you at the beginning, and I can feel I've still got some glue on my fingers. So they're in 3 different colors, and they give off like these pearlescent effects that I'm not sure if you'll see them on camera or not, but they throw all these different colors. They're really, really beautiful. And they're nice and flat, so they don't add a whole heap of bulk to your project. Let me just get the sticky off my fingers so that I don't transfer that onto the front of my card. Alrighty, so let's add some of this bling. So we might add, let's see, we might put the large one over here and the small ones maybe down here. Whoops. The small one down here, and I might put another small one near this large one here. Or will we put two down here? Oops. Maybe what I might do is I might move this one and put it sort of across the corner. Like that. No, I think I want a large one and a small one together. Like that, and I'll move this one back down into the corner. There we go. Oh, you know what? Oh, now that I just pressed that on tightly, I probably won't be able to get it back up now. No, it's staying. I was going to say I probably should have put it up here so it was like in line with that curve there, but that's okay. It's going there instead. So there you go. How quick and easy was that? And there is our original card, and this is our other version of it using all DSP rather than using the stamps and the dies. Super cute. Hey, what do you think? Do you like that? And let's bring in the other ones that we had created before. So this one and this one. I don't know if I'll fit this one on here. Will I fit that one on there? Not sure if you'll see that as well. So there we go, all the little otters. Aren't they just so cute? Move that up a little bit. So yeah, so you can see you can just use the designer series paper and make such a beautiful card just using designer series paper and your cardstock and a bit of blending. There's so many things you can do, and you can make so many different scenes with that DSP. So super cute. Hey. Oh, you like it, Leonie? You think it's cute? Thank you. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Leslie. So there you go. All right. Well, that's the end of our project for today. So there you go. Look how quickly we got that done today. All right. I'm going to flip the camera back up so I can say goodbye to you face to face. So bear with me one moment, and I'll just get that ready. There we go. There we go. All right, I'll just adjust that down a little bit. Okay, so did you see my otter brooch earlier? There it is. Can you see it? Hang on, I'll tip the camera down a little bit more. There. Look how cute it is. So cute. Put it there with my card today. How cute is it? Looks like it's swimming in the scene there with the other otters. I had to, when I wanted to wear this one today, I thought, oh my goodness, I have to play with the otters today. I was actually going to, my plan was to show you one of the new kits today, and I had that out, I had it ready and everything, and then half an hour before I was due to go live, I thought, you know what, I really want to have one last play with those cute otters before they go, because they're going to be gone soon, and well, the paper will be gone soon, and yeah, I just wanted to have one last play with them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks everyone. Thank you. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. So I hope you get some crafting in this week. And if you are joining in the virtual album retreat, I look forward to seeing you in there in the group. And it's going to be such a fantastic time. So, oh, thanks so much, Leslie. I hope you have a wonderful week as well. I hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. If there's anything I can help you with or you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. But otherwise, I will see you then. All right, have a great week, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.